Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to the Computer Graphics Laboratory. In this video, we will learn about the fifth assignment. The fifth assignment is having three options. First one is write a C++ program to generate snowflake using the concept of fractal. Second option is write a C++ program to generate the Hilbert curve. And third option is write a C++ program to generate fractal patterns using the Koch curves. So in this video, I will show you how to generate a snowflake using the concept of fractal and using the Koch curves. As for the programmings, you know the basic prerequisites. You should be having one ideally a open source programming tool like G++ or GCC, but otherwise if you are using Turbo C++, that is also perfectly okay. Let us dig into a bit theory. As we have already discussed it, the Koch curve, it was first introduced by a Swedish mathematician, H.P. Koch, almost 116 years back in 1904. It was one of the first fractal objects to be described. So, to create a Koch curve, what do I need first? I need a straight line, right? So suppose this is my start point x1, y1 and this is my end point x2, y2. I need this straight line. Then what should I do? I should divide this straight line into three equal parts. Okay. Then I will take this part, I will rotate it in 60-degree angle. I will get a new point over here, xy. I will join from xy to this point, x4, y4, so that one equilateral triangle is created, and I will omit this line. Right now, this is the first iteration. In the next iteration, what we have to do, we have to apply the same algorithm for all four segments. For this one, again, I have to divide it into three parts. I have to take the middle part. I have to make one equilateral triangle like this and leave it. Then I have to take this part. I have to divide it into three parts. I will make an equilateral triangle over here. Then I will take this line, divide it into three parts, creating one equilateral triangle like this, and like this I will continue. The number of iterations, how many times you want to do this, that will be specified by the user. Okay. So this is the iteration 0. I am having a straight line. In iteration 1, I have divided the straight line into three equal parts, and I have created one equilateral triangle like this, and I have omitted this line. So now this line is having four different segments. In iteration 2, I will take each one of the four different segments and divide them into three parts, create the equilateral triangle, taking the middle part and removing this line. Same with this line, same with this line, and same with this line. In next iteration, I will take this small line. I will divide it into three equal parts. I will take the mid part. I will replace it with two sides of an equilateral triangle. Similarly, I will take this part. I will take this part. So each part I will follow the same procedure. This is the iteration 4. In the program which I will be showing you, I have taken the iteration as 4 only. But if you want, you can restrict the iteration number to 2 or 3, or you may you may want the iteration maybe 5 or 6 or more than that. Okay, that is as per your wish. So what are the algorithmic steps? The first step, step 1, in iteration 0, we have a horizontal line. Okay. In iteration 1, line is divided into three equal parts. Middle part of a line is rotated in 60 degree because it forms the perfect equilateral triangle. We know each internal angle of the equilateral triangle, that is equal to 60 degree, right? So here x1, y1 and x2, y2, they are accepted from the user. This endpoint and this endpoint. Okay. Now we can see line is divided into three equal segments. So x1, y1 to x3, y3, one segment, x3, y3 to x4, y4, another segment, and x4, y4 to x2, y2. That is another segment in this figure. So how to determine this point x3? One formula is there, 2x1 plus x2 whole by 3. That will give you this location x3. And what about y3? 2 into y1 plus y2 whole by 3. That will give you y3. x3, y3 will be this point. Okay. Now I have to determine x4, y4. What is x4? x4 equals to x1 plus 2 into x2 whole by 3. And what about y4? y4 equals to y1 plus 2 into y2 whole by 3. Instead, you can use the formula like x1 plus, what is the length of this one? x2 minus x1, right? x2 minus x1 into 1/3. That will give you x3. For x4, x1 plus x2 minus xy into 2/3. That will also give you this point. Either you have to use this formula or you have to use that formula. Okay. So in our curve, middle segment x3, y3, x4, y4. That will not be drawn. This part we will not draw. Instead, what we will do? We will find the coordinate for xy. How will I get that? We know we will be forming one equilateral triangle over here, right? So I can determine the x and y by this formula. X equals to x3 plus x4 minus x3 into cos 60 plus y4 minus y3 into sin 60. I know this theta angle is 60. So by using the cos theta sin theta, I will get this x point. X equals to x3 plus x4 minus x3 into cos theta, cos 60 plus y4 minus y3 into sin 60. Similarly, for in case of y equals to y3 minus x4 minus x3 into sin 60 plus y4 minus y3 into cos 60. This will give you the formula. This is the equation from the rotation. So practically I have rotated this point, right? This point I have rotated here, right? Using the rotation matrix. Now what I have to do? I have to join xy to x4, y4, right? So in this way, I got the first iteration. In next iteration, we have to repeat these step 2 for every segment obtained in iteration 1. This program that can be implemented using the iterative programming or the recursive programming. In the example code which I am sharing, I have used the recursive formula. You can use the recursive formula as well. Okay, so recursive formula, they are easy to implement, but that is more, that will consume more resources. You need a stack space for implementing recursion, right? So it is not always advisable to use recursion, but for this example, you can use the recursive formula as well. Okay, so just wait for a minute. Let me switch to the program. Okay. Just a sec. Just a sec. Okay, so this is my coach.cpp. Let us go to the main part. It's a very easy program. Okay, int main, int gd equals to detect and gm, init graph and gd, comma and gm, comma c colon / turbo c3 colon bgi. So this is locating the bgi and initializing the graph. Then, as I want to create a snowflake, I have taken 3 vertex points. Okay, so what is the first vertex point? v1x equals to 100, v1y equals to 100, v2 second one is v2x equals to 200, v2y equals to 100, and third one v3x equals to 150 and v3y equals to 200. So initially what I am doing, I am calling the line function thrice between v1 and v2, v2 and v3, and then v3 and v1. So this will initially give you a triangle. Okay, then I am delaying a bit, I am clearing the screen, and then I am calling the Koch curve 3 times for all these 3 lines. Okay, so I am having a triangle initially. I am calling the Koch function for all 3 sides of the triangle. Okay, now in the Koch function, I am calling with the x and y coordinate of the first point, x and y coordinate of the second point, and the iteration 4. That means I want up to snowflake generation up to 4th iteration. Okay. Now let us go to the, then we are having HCH and delay and return 0. Okay. Let us go to the Koch function. So Koch function, how many arguments is it taking? It is taking 5 arguments. First one is the x1, second one is the y1, that is the x and y coordinates of the first point. Third argument is x2 and fourth argument is y2. That means the coordinate points of the second point of the straight line, ending coordinate. And then I am taking the one argument called it, which will give you the iteration number. Okay. First, I am calculating the angle, that is 60 degree. I am converting it to radian, 60 into n pi whole by 180. So it is converting into radian. I need to convert the angle into radian so that I can use the cos and sine functions. Okay. Then x3, that means the point at 1/3 of the line between x1 y1 and x2 y2. How will I calculate x3? 2 into x1 plus x2 whole by 3. Okay. And how will I calculate y3? y3 equals to 2 into y1 plus y2 whole by 3. So I got the point at 1/3. Similarly, at 2/3, how will I get the point? x4 equals to x1 plus 2 into x2 whole by 3. y4 equals to y1 plus 2 into y2 whole by 3. So x3 y3 is my point at the 1/3 and x4 y4 is the point at the 2/3. Okay, fine. Now x equals to what is this x and y? What I have to do? I have to rotate my x3 y3 to x4 y4 segment up to 60 degree, right? So whatever segment I had, I will rotate it to 60 degree so that I will get the new point xy, right? So I can calculate the point xy, x equals to x3 plus x4 minus x3 into cos of 60 degree. I have calculated the radian equivalent of 60 degree in angle plus y4 minus y3 into sine of angle. Okay. Similarly, I can calculate the y coordinate. Y equals to y3 minus x4 minus x3 into sine of angle plus y4 minus y3 into cos of angle. Okay. So now I got all the points. Okay. I got my starting point xy1 y1. I got the 1/3 point, that is x3 y3. I got the top point xy. I got my next point x4 y4. And then I got the last point, that is x2 y2. So what I can do now, I can simply join x1 y1 to x3 y3, then x3 y3 to xy, then xy to x4 y4 and x4 y4 to x2 y2. But that will be our first iteration. How many iterations do I need? I need 4 iterations as per my this program. So I need to call the Koch function repeatedly. When will I stop? If it is greater than 0, means I am having more iterations left, then I will call the functions repeatedly. Otherwise, if it equals to 0, that means no more iteration is left. In that case, what will I do? I will draw 4 lines. Line x1 y1 to x3 y3. First segment, line x3 y3 to xy. Second segment. Third segment is line xy to x4 y4. And fourth segment is line x4 y4 to x2 y2. Right? I created 4 different segments. In case of iteration number is 0. But if it is not 0, then I will not draw the straight lines. Instead, I will create more iterations. I will create more segments. I will follow the same procedure, right? So for all 4 segments, I will call the Koch function. For the first section, how will I call it? Koch x1 y1 x3 y3 comma, what will be the equation number? For the first iteration it was 4. So next iteration it will be 3. Next iteration it will be 2. Next iteration it will be 1. And finally it will be 0. So instead of it, what I am calling it with it minus 1. Okay. So first function is, I will call coch x1, y1, x3, y3 with the value it minus 1. Second coch function I will call for the second segment. Second segment is between x3, y3 to xy with the value it minus 1. Third segment is xy to x4, y4, comma it minus 1. And fourth segment is x4 calling coch from x4, y4 to x2, y2 with the value it minus 1. So as long as iteration value is not going to 0, these functions will be called repeatedly. Once it is 0, it will draw the lines between these points. Okay, so that is all about the Koch curve. Let me run it. Combine, and this is run. So this is the snowflake generated from the basic triangle. So in your program, you may take the vertices from the user. You may read the iteration number from the users as well. Okay, I have kept them static. Otherwise, the code is very simple. So these things you have to implement. Reading the vertices of the initial triangle from the user and reading the iteration number from the user. Okay, then we have generated the snowflake using the concept of Koch curve. That is all about your fifth assignment. Happy coding. We will not have any separate submission for this assignment. You have to submit it as a write-up with other assignments. Okay, and everything should be done before 4th of December. Thank you.